it normal? Or have you just seen it so many times on your For You page that the shock value is now gone? So the first time you saw it was shocking, and now it's just a normal part of your everyday scroll. From detoxes to protein baked goods, I've seen this style of video all over YouTube, and I thought it'd be fun to do with a fitness twist. Thank you, Thrive Market, for sponsoring this video. You can't feed a gremlin after midnight, and a fitness influencer is incapable of making a baked good without protein powder. Number 1. Everything needing protein in it. Getting enough protein is super important. It helps build or maintain muscle, helps with hunger and cravings, improves bone density and more. But due to the cost and some people's aversion to meat, it can be hard to get in enough every day. Fitness influencers who promote ways to build muscle have a heavy focus on protein, and diets of chicken and rice are boring. Insert the creation of baking with protein powder, which is sometimes fun, but just a reminder, you don't have to. Now, I'm all for a Ninja Creamy, and getting in protein via protein baked goods is better than nothing. But just a friendly reminder, you are allowed to have a pancake or cinnamon bun that doesn't have protein in it. Sometimes you just need the real thing. Got sugar everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, dry scooping pre-workout before you rage lift to some heavy EDM can cure a lot of things. Sometimes you just need to feel something. But you definitely don't need it. In reality, it is such an unneeded cost when the most effective pre-workout is caffeine, and you can get that just from coffee. That's like a fifth of the price. Yes, there's other things in pre-workout that can make your workout a little more effective, but in the grand scheme of health and wellness, the results from those benefits are nowhere close to the difference of eating well and training properly will give you. And yeah, if you're a bodybuilder trying to get that 0.5% extra lead on your competition, it can be beneficial. But for the average person just trying to be consistent with your health and wellness, it's an unneeded cost, so definitely not normal. Number 3, tracking calories and macros. Scroll through fitness TikTok long enough and you're sure to get the phrases like, hit your macros, staying in a deficit, weighing your oats. And somewhere along the line, we had the idea that if we're not meticulously logging every single food item we eat, we can't possibly see results. Come on, come on. This method is good though for those who have to be 100% accurate as you can. Think bodybuilders and weight-specific athletes. That entire life revolves around that extra 1%, because that extra 1% is them winning millions of dollars. And there definitely can be benefits for a short-term goal for the average person to educate themselves by tracking. But after that, that's not really needed. The biggest fear for myself is it can lead to disordered type eating for some people. And also remember that it's not that accurate. Food labels allow for 20% error. Plus, how do we know what the cow was eating? What fertilizer the vegetables were grown in? So even if you use some USDA database, that's not going to be 100% accurate. There's so many things that affect a food's macro and micronutrients. And tracking is usually pretty good for trends over time to ensure you're eating in a way to match your goals, but the reality is it will never be 100% accurate. So you're wasting so much time and energy on it as an average person, unless you're being paid $10 million to be a Marvel character. It's just a waste of time. Instead, for the average person, be mindful of the protein you're having every day. Different carbohydrates, make sure you're getting some good fats, and that you're consuming enough to fuel properly. But the idea that you should be tracking everything meticulously in MyFitnessPal is way more energy than it's worth. Now, another thing I see influencers talking about a lot that has always intrigued me, but as a Canadian, I've never had access to it, but I'm going down to America for Stagecoach. And so I want to test for you guys Thrive Market. Thrive Market is an online membership-based grocery store offering the highest quality products delivered to your door with savings on every order. Going through the list, I was shocked at how many just like affordable, fun, healthy options they have. They could come straight to your door. And specifically, they had a lot of like every kind of category of health you could imagine, whatever that means to you. If it's low sugar, if it's high protein. For example, I see all the girls who love high protein on TikTok talking about these chomp sticks. And what did Thrive have? Chomp sticks. So I had to try these. Fun little way to get protein in. And whenever you're traveling, you just want your simple pleasures of home. And I was shocked how many of these other things I could get. For example, Element. Yes, this is a sponsor within a sponsor. My favorite electrolyte drink. A bunch of chips. And as your YouTuber is constantly telling you to drink water, of course I wanted to try all the fun, different sparkling water drinks they had. They had Olipop. Reason enough to come to America. because we don't have it in Canada, specifically the strawberry vanilla, which Thrive had. Going through it, you could really see that Thrive Market seeks out brands and products that follow ethical practices, so allow you to shop with peace of mind, whether it be sustainability, if there's certain products, if you're like a non-GMO, non-toxic kind of girly, they're gonna have all these products for you. And I get what the hype is about with Thrive Market. There was just so many of those goodies you want, whether it be you want a cookie that's made with almond butter, or you want a specific whole grain chip, or you want a probiotic soda. They just seem to really nail it and have all those products and at affordable price. And speaking of savings, now's a great time to join Thrive Market with their summer restock sale. You get 25% off select products. Plus, when you go to thrivemarket.com/KeltieO'Connor, you will get an extra 30% off your first order and a free gift. Thank you, Thrive, for stocking up my fridge during Stagecoach and sponsoring this video. Number 4, anti-bloating. Don't get me wrong. Being bloated is no fun, and if you're chronically bloated, please seek medical advice. However, the constant messaging of reducing bloating is insane. Bloating is normal. Sometimes you eat something your tummy doesn't like. Just the simple volume of food you eat takes up space in your stomach. You wore pants a little too tight. It's PMS. You haven't drank enough water yet. The idea that you have to spend so much of your brain capacity on not getting bloated is insanity. That's stressful, which guess what? Causes bloating sometimes, stress. It is not normal to hyper-focus your all day and night on something that will make you bloated or not. Now, of course, be mindful. If you notice certain foods cause bloating, try to get to the root of it. Maybe reduce it. Maybe realize you do have an intolerance to it. It's not a nice place to walk around constantly bloated, so be mindful of things like that. Stress reduction, eating foods that help with digestion. But the idea that you have to walk around every day, all day, with a flat stomach and never bloated is so much stress and pressure for the average person, and we need to change the dialogue. Occasional bloating is fine. Chronic bloating is not good. But guess what? Getting a little bloated is totally normal. Happens to the best of us. I thought fridge restocking videos were next level satisfaction. That's until I scrolled by the first influencer I saw perfectly folding 30 different color coordinated workout outfits and arranging in their closets. Now this is kind of normal to have a little section of your closet for workout clothing, especially if you're active, like a lot of you that watch this. Like myself, I probably have more workout clothing than the average person. Why? Because I live in Vancouver and I also wear my workout clothes casually. So I have about 2 weeks worth of sets because I also don't want to do laundry every week. But I can also expense and receive things for free. I'm gonna be 100% honest. And even with all that considered, I can't even fathom the idea of having full workout clothing closets. Maybe unless you like own a company and you're constantly testing things out. So I really see, when I see these influencers with full closets with color-coded items, I just think to myself, they're not actually wearing these. They're more so decorations for their closet, just like the restock people aren't actually eating all those things. I think it's just like an odd way to decorate your stuff. If you have enough workout clothes for 1 week or 2, if you're lazy like me and don't want to do laundry every week, you got enough. And I guess account for different seasons, because yes, some of us don't live where we can wear the same workout clothes all year round. And the reality is, yes, you do get bored of stuff. And yes, you can donate, sell items, and buy new ones. That's okay. But don't feel guilty about repeating workout outfits. That is the most normal thing, because really, a basic workout set, it's only so much you can do. So get a good quality one that'll last you a long time. And here is my advice. Figure out your favorite colors, figure out the style of workout outfits that look best on you and that align with the types of workouts you want to do, and save up your money to work towards buying a good quality pair of those that will last you a significant amount of time. It is not normal to buy every new item that a clothing company drops. These influencers are getting it for free. So my recommendation, and even something I do with my own shopping habits, is make a shopping list for my favorite style of workout items that come in my favorite colors, and I just wait until my brand drops the color I absolutely want, and then I think that's a great way to like curb the excessive shopping, because I won't lie, they're constantly dropping things that are adorable, but will I actually wear them? Will they find a place in my closet? No. But if I'm constantly thinking about how much I would love a baby pink workout set because it's one of my favorite colors, I've wanted it forever, I wait, I write a shopping list of things to save for, and eventually when a brand I love drops it, I have the money saved up to buy it, and so they can sit in my closet for a long period of time. And I eventually built a closet full of pieces I absolutely love that I constantly rewear, like this navy blue Define Lulu, which is probably close to 7 years old now, but is still working great, and I'm not distracted by shiny new objects. I'm like, I got this, and I want to wear this every week. Now, your glutes are a very important muscle to train, but so much of fitness is about our butt. Now, I'm not gonna start hating on people posting about their butt. I'm all for it. But when you think about it, the whole focus around a woman's workout routine being around our glutes is kind of crazy. But I can't hate the trainers. If you wanna make sure someone watches your video and sells your program and you get a bunch of views, it's your butt. Because first, you're gonna have women look in and be like, I don't want that butt. I'm gonna watch that. Usually you just get women. But then yes, you also get men watching. And what does that result in? Fitness trainers know glute programs sell. So what do they post more? Glute workouts. So what happens? We just think all that matters is focusing on our glutes, which has resulted in it being totally normal to spend 3+ hours of your week training just your butt. Number 6, full glute workouts. It's become the standard part of fitness girly starter pack. Booty bands, hip thrusters, ankle straps. Now there's nothing wrong with wanting to strengthen your glutes. They're one of the most important muscles for posture, balance, and athletic movement. But there's more to life than your butt muscle. Reality is we all have genetically different glute shapes and genetic upper limits of how much our glutes can grow. And physically, there's only so much muscle you can grow in a week. So any extra workouts on top of that maximum growth is a waste. This was a realization I had to make of my genetic capacity. I was wasting so much hours of my week. And for what, the extra 1 centimeter for an entire year? What benefit am I gonna get in the scheme of things? Yeah, a lot of people find the booty attractive, so there's definitely that. And it is great for your posture and all that, but there's probably other ways I could spend those extra hours than hoping for an extra millimeter on my butt. So yeah, train your glutes, get a booty pump. It's great for your posture, it's great for sports performance, and yeah, it looks good in a pair of yoga pants. But don't waste your entire life growing the world's biggest booty just so you can sell booty programs. That's not normal. I just realized I called leggings yoga pants. My millennial showed so hard right there, I'm gonna vomit. Number 7, hyper-specific supplements. Thanks to fitness influencers, it's become quite normal to have a whole entire cabinet of your kitchen dedicated to different pills and powders, even though you're not on Breaking Bad.
You're goddamn right.
Things like sea moss, collagen powder, peptides, ashwagandha. Did I already say sea moss? Colostrum, and whatever elixir is going viral on the internet that month. And honestly, most of these supplements are not essential and not backed by strong science. Yes, a few of them may have minor benefits in very specific situations, but they're often sold with exaggerated claims that prey on the insecurity or people who are just obsessed with biohacking. Not to mention, they're expensive. And most people taking them already have no idea whether they actually need them or whether they see any difference at all. So what should the average person focus on instead? Get back to the basics. Focus on a nutrient-rich diet with whole foods. And a reminder, a supplement supplements your diet. Areas that you may not be able to get in from food alone, though, some things like vitamin D, omega-3s, most doctors and registered dietitians think the wide population seems to be lacking of, so do look into getting those. But remember, those healthiest people on the internet didn't get there from sea moss. They're consistent with their nutrition, sleep, and workouts, and that makes 99.9% of their results. And those trendy supplements are either just making a less than 1% difference, the influencer is making a profit of, or it's the placebo effect for them. And then, yeah, sadly, there is influencers that lie to you about how effective it is and are just hoping to get commission. Now, I'm not anti-supplement. Right here are supplements I take. And here's my basic stack. I'll use a protein powder whenever I feel like it as a fun, fast-absorbing way to get protein in. I take omega-3s, vitamin D, especially because I live in a very gloomy atmosphere, electrolytes because I'm very active, creatine when I remember to. I love that supplement. And then, yeah, I do take AG1 because it is a combo of a ton of other supplements, so it does simplify. And then occasionally I'll get some blood work done and realizing I am deficient in something, so that's when I might consider getting it. And even that supplement stack I said there, a lot of people would consider overkill. And this is going to be a heavy flex, but I hope this just put into some perspective. I could get so much free supplements. If you guys saw my inbox, I could have 5 mansions full of supplements. Like, that's the one thing that seems, I don't want it. Where's my PR for Chanel? PR for Hourglass makeup? No, it's just constant supplements. And still, I could get all that for free, and that's all I take. So I hope that goes into perspective of, yes, I do work with Element and AG, and I'll be transparent about that, but I could have copious amounts of others, but I just can't be bothered because I'm like, why would I take something that is not useful? The reality is what a supplement, those little extra sea mossy things could be, is they're the 0.001% better. For the average person, you're just trying to get that 80% consistent. You don't need to focus on that 0.001% that the Olympians need to focus on. But I will say, sometimes things like sea moss are a great placebo effect. So sometimes if that's your little placebo that you feel like you're being healthier, so you're more likely to go to the gym, and more likely to make healthier choices, and more likely to care about your nighttime routine because it's just that fun little thing, do it. Because the one thing that's scientifically proven is the placebo effect. Number 9, only using one supplement brand. This applies to a few things actually. Only using one supplement brand. Only being seen drinking one energy drink. Only wearing one clothing brand, which is the best. When in reality, remember, lots of influencers sign non-compete contracts. So a Gymshark athlete, yeah, they love Gymshark, but they also legally can't be posted wearing Lululemon. A Lonnie New athlete can't be seen drinking a Ghost energy drink. This one isn't so crazy, but just a reminder. Use me as an example. I'm gonna be fully transparent. I signed a year-long contract with Element, which is a no-brainer for me. I absolutely love the brand. I drink it every single day. And I do think most often not, a lot of influencers do choose, if they're gonna sign these big contracts, to only work with brands they really wanna use. Otherwise, that's exhausting. But yeah, there is definitely bad apples out there that will just be offered a lot of money, so they'll take it. So to once again use me as an example, you won't see me talk about another electrolyte brand. Why? I legally can't. Also, I just love, it is the one I drink every day. So that's why it's like, it's not so evil, but it's just one of those reminders. If someone is signed with a clothing company or a supplement, it doesn't mean it's the only supplement, the only clothing company out there. There's absolutely nothing. They just legally can't talk about others. So they have to always be doing that. So if your favorite influencer is only ever seen wearing Aloe Yoga, but then you see a Gymshark pair of shorts that you really want and you're like, oh, are these even worth it? And they're on sale, go with the Gymshark. Like, I know a lot of you are smart enough to know this. I just want a little insider baseball that, like, yeah, contracts. There's a reason you only see them in Gymshark. Doesn't mean they don't own it. That's another thing. Doesn't mean they don't own the supplements or clothing brands that they don't have. Number 9, working out 5 to 6 times a week. When I first got into fitness, the bare minimum times a week you could show up to the gym was 5. Ideally, 5 2 days a week was the goal. As I stepped away from my life revolving completely around fitness, I started to realize, why would I spend 5 to 10 times a week in the gym when I can get all the benefits for a healthy life in literally 3-ish times a week? Confession, I used to roll my eyes at the idea of only going to the gym 2 to 3 times a week. But that's because I was hanging around other influencers whose whole career involved around perfecting their muscles and filming their workouts. You can achieve a ton of muscle growth and maintenance of bone density only hitting the gym 2 to 3 times a week. And bonus, try to stay active on your other days. Because you're gonna remember those tennis games you had with your best friends when you're 80, not your 3rd leg workout of November 2004. Number 10, training purely for aesthetics. Grow your glutes, shrink your waist, grow your biceps, etc., etc. It's all over TikTok and Instagram. And you can't blame them. They are very visual platforms. Therefore, what's the first thing that's gonna sell a product? Looks. If someone sees an influencer that has the body they want, they're more likely to purchase their program. But here's the thing, this isn't normal. At least it shouldn't be the front of mind. Exercise isn't just about aesthetics. In fact, if your only motivation to move your body is to shrink or sculpt it, you're more likely to burn out, get discouraged, or fall into an unhealthy mindset. Movement is supposed to add to your life more energy, better sleep, reduce stress, stronger bones, better focus, and a longer, healthier life. Changing your appearance can be a side effect, but it shouldn't be the main goal. I've always liked the idea that aesthetics are the reward for working out. The reason to work out is 1, just to find the joy in movement. 2, to improve your health and longevity. 3, it gives you more energy, so you have more energy for every other facet of your life. The fact that it changes your looks in a way that society deems better is the cherry on top. You've put in the work, you're feeling good, you're living longer, and you have more energy. Might as well throw some extra back definition in it. You deserve it. And I've always liked that mentality. It's like the nice little reward. You shouldn't go into fitness for how you look. It's like the little bonus for doing it. But I realize this little speech at the end is not gonna change society. I'm not crazy. And as someone who does their makeup every single day and gets stressed up, I'm not anti-aesthetics. The aesthetics are the cherry. Your health and wellness is the ice cream in the cone. What does that make the sprinkles? Have a great day. Go pet a dog. Love you guys. Bye. I mean...